All right, so buckle up, listeners, because today we're doing things a little differently.
A little different, you say?
Oh, just a little jaunt through time. A deep dive, if you will, into the world of Tetris.
Tetris, always a classic. What sparked this trip down memory lane?
Well, you listeners, of course, we got a fantastic request to explore a collection of Tetris games spanning decades. And let me tell you, this isn't just some casual stack of cartridges. We're talking about a serious history lesson here.
Okay, color me intrigued. Where do we even begin with a legacy like Tetris?
Well, we've got to start at the beginning. 1984, to be precise.
Ah, yes, 1984, the year it all began. The year the world was introduced to the Electronika 60.
The Electronika.60.
The Electronika 60, a Soviet computer virtually unknown in the West at the time. And yet, this unassuming machine held the key to a global phenomenon. This is where Tetris was born.
Hold on. You're saying the Tetris, started on some obscure Soviet computer.
It's true, and that's what makes the story so fascinating. It's a game that transcended cultures, languages even, from the very beginning. Even back in '84, before the internet, before widespread gaming consoles, Tetris found a way.
You know what, you're right. It's easy to forget with how iconic Tetris has become, but there was a time when it was this strange new game, and yet somehow everyone understood it.
Exactly, and that simplicity, that pure addictive gameplay, it's part of what makes Tetris so special.
Speaking of special, this collection you've got, it's got some real gems in it. Games that take that core Tetris idea and, well, they get a little wild.
Oh, absolutely. And we're not just talking about faster speeds or fancier graphics. We're talking about games that fundamentally change the way you think about Tetris. Like Tetris Battle Gaiden, for example.
Tetris Battle Gaiden. Okay, that name alone sounds intense.
Intense is an understatement. This is Tetris, but with a competitive edge. We're talking special moves, unique characters, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Imagine, instead of just clearing lines, you're launching attacks on your opponent with well-timed tetromino drops.
Whoa, slow down. You're blowing my mind here. So it's like strategic Tetris warfare.
Exactly. And the best part is, this game was a Japan-only release for years. So for a lot of Tetris fans, this collection is going to be their first chance to experience this whole other side of the game.
I'm already hooked. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? You said something about bombs.
Oh yeah, we can't forget about Super Tetris 2 plus Bombliss. Get this. Classic Tetris gameplay, but with the added twist of bombs. You're still trying to clear lines, but now you've got to contend with these explosive surprises dropping onto the playing field.
Hold on, bombs. In Tetris? That sounds, chaotic.
Chaotic in the best way possible. Imagine clearing a line, detonating a chain reaction of bombs, and wiping out half the playing field in one go. It adds a whole new layer of strategy and unpredictability to the game. And just like Tetris Battle Gaiden, Bombliss was a Japanese exclusive for a long time.
So we're talking about two games that, for many people, are going to be like discovering Tetris for the first time.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, what other hidden Tetris gems are out there?
Right, and that's the beauty of it. But speaking of discoveries, we can't forget about the game that sparked this whole deep dive in the first place.
Ah yes, Tetris Forever, coming out on just about everything in 2024. PC, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, you name it, it's there.
It really speaks to the enduring legacy of this game, doesn't it? Tetris Forever. It's more than just a title, it's a statement. Tetris is forever.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What started as this simple, almost abstract game on a Soviet computer has become this cultural touchstone. We're talking about competitive Tetris, bomb-diffusing Tetris, endless variations on a theme, and it all started with a bunch of falling blocks.
It makes you think, doesn't it? How has Tetris itself changed, evolved in our collective consciousness over the past 40 years?
That's a really good question. From a niche game to a global phenomenon, from a simple pastime to a competitive esport, what does it say about us, about the way we play?
What will Tetris look like in another 40 years? What will it mean? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Until then, keep those blocks falling, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.